Hi, I'm Paul Lawrence, and today we're gonna learn about a group of people called the Masoretes. Now, the Masoretic text is the most oldest and accurate Hebrew text that we have today. And we will not be able to make that claim without the people called the Masoretics or the Masoretes. The Masoretes were a group of Jewish rabbis who lived around Tiberias and Babylon, and they did a work from the 5th to the 10th century. These were very intelligent people, and they invented the Hebrew vowel system. They also invented the Hebrew accents that we see within the language today. Before the Masoretes, the Hebrew language had no spaces as we see today. They were all intertwined, they were all written together. And as we already know, the Hebrew writes from the right hand to the left hand. And the language was all intertwined together, no structured sentences with spaces in between. The Masoretes, they were the one who went into the Hebrew text and make it much more easier for us to understand today. They were the one who went into the text and make structured sentences that have spaces in between so that we'll be able to understand the language. What I like about the Masoretes is that they were not thinking about themselves. They were actually thinking about us. You see, somehow the Masoretes knew that by the time the New Testament came about, the Hebrew language will be a dead language where the languages will be dying out. Besides, as we already know biblical prophecy, we see that the nation of Israel was taken into hostage, into exile from Babylon, Medo-Persia, Greece, and Rome, meaning that when they were captured by Babylon, they had to learn the Babylonian language. When they were captured by the Medes and the Persians, they have to learn their language as well. Also, Greece, as we already know, the New Testament is written mostly in Greek. So, as you could see, the language for Hebrew, the original Hebrew language, were becoming more and more scarce as the nation of Israel were taken into bondage and taken into exile from these different nations. So the Masoretes seem to be thinking ahead, and they thought of us today, because without the Masoretes, I'm telling you, the Hebrew Bible and to understand and to read Hebrew will be 1,000 times more difficult. They invented the accents, and they put the accents within the Hebrew text so that we will be able today speak the language the way it actually sounds and pronounce every consonant the way it's supposed to sound, and every word, every construct will be correct because of these people called the Masoretes. They also, like I said earlier, they invented the vowel system. You know, you have the hirik for the I, you have the patak for the A, etc. You know, you have the segol for the E. They're the one who put those in there. They have, when you look in the Hebrew language today, you will be able to see the line on the bottom, the patak, the segol, the hirik, the holam, the little dot on the top. So we will be able to read the Bible with the vowels in place, because before you will have to already know what the vowels are. If you look at the word dabar, for example, the A, the two A's in dabar would not be there. It would just be DBR, and you will have to recognize and know exactly what the word is. And I don't know about you, but when I learned Hebrew, I was glad when I saw those vowels on the bottom and on the top of the Hebrew language, because it helped me a lot to be able to speak, understand, and read Hebrew. The Masoretes also invented a system where they will put notes on the side of the text that goes with the text, so that the other person who was going to come after that scribe that was writing, the other person who was going to come after will be able to pick up where they left off without any errors at all, and he will be able to see the notes from the previous scribe to show and to confirm what is and what's not. That system is what some people call the legend system. Others just refer it to as what's called the Masorah, which is the legend system, the notes of the Masoretic, or you could just plainly say the Masoretic notes. That's the Masorah. You could find a lot of writings on that, about the Masoretic notes, and you could dig into it, and you will see how diligent they were in putting notes in the Hebrew system. When looking into the Masoretic's text, I noticed that, and I was actually very excited when I found this, that some of the Masoretes actually included their names into the text. So you'll be able to see who one or some of the Masoretes were. One of them was Aharon ben Asher and Moshe ben Asher. And the Ben Asher family, when you continue to look into the Masoretes, you will see that the Ben Asher family, they lived around Tiberias. So that's proof that they were Masoretics, because the Masoretics did their work. They were rabbis from Tiberias, in Tiberias and Babylon, and they did their work from the 5th to the 10th AD. And Aharon ben Asher, he was living in Tiberias. And when you look at the Aleppo Codex, you will be able to see his inscription where he actually named himself by name. And the Aleppo Codex is one of the most precious codex. And what's the Aleppo Codex? The Aleppo Codex is basically the first 24 books of the Hebrew Old Testament that they found. And they find extensive work from the Masoretes, also from Aharon ben Asher. And you will see his name there as well as one of the Masoretes who went and dig in and dive into the first 24 books of the Old Testament. That to me was so excited to actually put a name to what I'm researching. That's so exciting. You could go ahead and research it too. Look up the Aleppo Codex and you will be able to see his inscription there as well. The Aleppo Codex, it was it was so precious that they did not want to keep that in any other place but Israel. In 1980, they took the Aleppo Codex and they actually put it into a shrine in Israel, and it's called the Shrine of the Book. It's a very fascinating looking shrine. It has like a spiral shape to it inside. It looks so marvelous, and you see how they, right in the middle of the shrine, lays the Aleppo Codex. Wonderful, wonderful looking thing, and it just reminds me how sacred the Bible is. Praise God for that.